Yo, what's good? It's your boy Big Bro Soul back at it again with another video. I know it's been a minute. I haven't really been putting out content like that because I've been doing self work, drawing closer to God, been working out, physically. I've been getting my mind right, my mental right, you know. So I got a story for y'all, man. I've been trying to record this video on like 3 different times, and every time I try to record it, the phone died, this, that, the camera goes out. So that's how you know it's a powerful video that the enemy does not want you to hear, but trust. So I'll go back and say this. About a week ago, I started this job. It was listed on Indeed for 20 an hour. You feel me? My bad, not 20 an hour, 20 a delivery. So I deliver packages across the Manhattan area, and I get $20 per a delivery. You feel me? So if you do 10 deliveries, that's 20, 40, 60, 80, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. That's $200. You feel me? Why would you not do that? You feel me? So that's easy money. Or if you know your addresses, that's easy money. So long story short, I started working on the pay week. You feel me? So the people who were already there, my coworkers who were already there, who worked like 2 weeks already, they were getting paid that week. And during the week, I heard them complain about the paychecks. You hear murmurs and people complaining, and I know for a fact. Listen, it's not about worshiping money. You know for a fact that I don't care how Christian or holy you think you are. Listen, it's not about worshiping money. It's about that if you know that you work a certain service and you put your blood, sweat, and tears and working and you're working hard, you expect to be compensated fairly. That's a fair point. You expect to be compensated fairly. And I heard a lot of people saying, I did 100 deliveries this week. Why am I only getting paid this much? So, you hear that. I contacted HR and I said, I want to make sure that, you know, after I finished the week, right? So I did 6 days, and I contacted HR, and I said I just want to make sure that I heard a lot of people complaining about their paycheck. I want to make sure I'm getting paid fairly. There's no BS with my check. There's no nonsense with my money, and I didn't hear nothing from HR, nothing for HR that whole day. I contacted the boss. I got the boss number. DJ, I said, yo, DJ, I want to make sure my check is good. Could you send me a breakdown so what I'm getting for my paycheck? I didn't hear from him the whole day. Now, obviously, if you don't hear from your boss, a job that you just started, and you didn't hear from HR, obviously you think something's up, right? So, long story short, they contacted me the day afterwards. A whole 24 hours after, they contacted me and they sent me a breakdown. And it says I'm getting 283 per a delivery. I'm like, Shraggy? 283? I hope you mean $283. Not $2.83. Now, for sure, it was $2.83 I was doing per delivery. So, safe to say, that $800 in my mind, you know how it is. When you get your paycheck and you know you're working, you put in, you're mentally preparing what you're going to do for your check. You feel me? I got a brother whose birthday is coming up. I want to give money to my mom. I want, as a man, you want to provide and do this and do that. And I'm preparing, mentally preparing to do stuff for money that I'm not going to get. I'm expected to get between $800 and I'm barely going to get over $100. You feel me? So, of course, that messed me up. I'm like, bro. So, we had a little back and forth with the managers and stuff like that. And they trying to gaslight me and said, no, it's always been $2.83. Bro, I know I seen $20 on a listing. On a listing, it said $20 per delivery. Who works for $2.83? That makes no sense. So, feel me? So I tried to look up for the listing that I signed up for, and it's not there. It's not existing no more. Safe to say, it's all BS. Now, I would say this. That's what the enemy does, man. That's what the enemy does. There are people out here who want to take advantage. They want to take advantage. They want to take advantage of people who are desperate. They want to take advantage of people who don't have much. They want to take advantage of people who they perceive as naive. You feel me? It's as old as time. If you read the Bible, you'll see it. There's so many stories of people who have corrupted weight scales, people who get over, people who manipulate, finesse, finagle, people who hoodwink, people who get over. There's nothing new. Scammers and people who are fraudulent are as old as time itself. You feel me? And I have to say this to y'all. Of course, I wasn't feeling too good after that. I quit the job because I have standards. They told me I could still work, but it's going to be $2.83. I quit. I have nothing, but I know for a fact that what God has for me, I don't have to. I don't have to subject myself to something I know that's inferior to my standards. I don't have to do that. They gonna pay. You feel me? As a child of God, of course, I don't play by my money. I was gonna lash out, whatever, like that, because bro. I've for 6 days waking up at 4 a.m., getting to the job at 6, wait until 7 till the truck arrives. Have you ever been to New York? You know New York is sprawling. Manhattan specifically is sprawling. One Manhattan City block is probably worth 2 to 3 normal blocks. You feel me? In that 6 day week, I've walked 75 miles. I have an app that tracks my movement. So safe to say, I've been working hard. Feel me?